Daniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me, but I just got home off of an early morning flight, right? First thing through the door, I want to see my family. I love my family. You know, I'm a family man. I'm an advocate for families, right? Second thing, I got to get that hot shower because I got to throw the threads on. The threads make me feel like $1,000,000, but the third thing through my mind and all throughout the trip is that I gotta have that Tej pack. Tej makes my life uncomplicated. It's uncomplicated skincare for men. The first way that I started specifically was their level 1 system. It's a daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun. And a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Here's the thing. My favorite part about Tej Henley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really making the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin for men uncomplicated. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tej Henley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, you can pause and cancel at any time, and you get free shipping. And because Tej Henley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal, right? Just click the first link in the description and you get 30% off your first box, plus a free gift. It's an amazing deal. You got to get started today. You're not out here trying to look like a Dusty. And if you travel as much as I do, which I'm sure most people don't, but you know me, I'm pushing my bag chasers in order to be in the top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. We got to make our lives uncomplicated, and Tej Henley is no better product. You got to look good. You got to smell good. And you can't be looking like a Dusty. Make sure you get started today. Click the link in the description. Get that Tej pack. Feel the Tej, my friends. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. I love you guys. I genuinely do. I love you guys so much. I love you because you are awesome. And if nobody has told you how awesome you are, I'm telling you now. You know, a lot of times, a lot of opportunities go by and we get so caught up in our daily tasks and the things that we do on a regular basis that we don't take time out to just say, I appreciate you. So I want to take some time out right now and just talk about how much I appreciate the people that play roles in my life. First and foremost, I got to acknowledge the bag chasers as a collective. Of course, there are individuals within the Patreon, within the bag chasers. I mean, I'm strongly considering naming the coffee or the building and all of this stuff that we build in as far as build a business that we going through in the Patreon. I'm strongly considering naming it Bag Chasers Coffee. Something along those lines. I don't really care about how it rings out. I don't care about the marketing. I don't care about none of that. I'm strongly just considering naming it after y'all because we've just organically, and y'all don't understand the vision that's come behind what we've built together. And I could say my vision for what I built, right? Because of course I am the person that oversee and has piloted this thing, and I've had this vision for what this thing could become. And I've always wanted to be the one that was solutions oriented and build this community of people that come together and take over the world and do great things by first setting the foundation, being the example myself, and then showing you guys. And then we built this brick by brick, person by person, opportunity by opportunity, and we grow. It's my vision, but I can't do it without y'all. And so the fact that you guys are participating and you doing your own meetings and a Discord, and you know, honestly, if you are not a part of it, and if you are not a part of the Discord and you're not participating in the meetings and stuff, it's cool to be a part of the group, but it's more important for you to participate because you learn and you evolve and you grow and you can network with people in your own city, even outside of me. I would venture to say the community of people that we have is just as, if not more important than the content and the information that I give you on a regular basis. You know, we do the mastermind sessions, we do the build a business, we have exclusives, and I got this video that's scheduled to drop today because I wanted to record it and do the updates a lot different than I had been doing it, because I'm always looking to grow, always looking to add more value, always looking to create a better user experience for people. Um, the people are more important than the content and the information and everything. I mean, you guys truly love each other. And, the goal of what I've built initially, and then what you guys are a part of that helped me to take it to the next level, was to fly to every single city that you guys are in and just build this community. And y'all are interconnected, and y'all love each other. Y'all visit each other. Y'all pour into each other. Y'all doing business with each other. So first and foremost, let me give an acknowledgement to the Bag Chasers and the Patreon. The link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat if you want to align yourself with us. But I just want to give an acknowledgement to you guys because, first of all, I loved y'all first. Let me say this. I loved y'all first. I invested in y'all first. I invested in y'all businesses first. I made sure that I made myself accountable, but I loved y'all first. I know y'all going to say y'all love me and y'all hold me down, and I do. And I see y'all in there. I love y'all, right? But I loved you first, right? I loved y'all before I ever even knew y'all. I truly was passionate about making sure that I poured into y'all, and I love y'all for it. So we going to do this. We're going to continue to go through this. We're going to pick it up. We're going to put it together. We're going to go through some hard times together. We're going to go through some great times together. But through it all, you guys are family for me, and I am very, very much appreciative of who you are, how you've continued to hold me down. And I'm very much I am glad that I have the opportunity to just pour into you guys and see you and watch y'all grow. Y'all have evolved so much just from 1 year ago. Just from a year ago, y'all have grown and y'all have evolved to the point to where it's beyond me. I knew that I would be able to pour into people, and I knew that you guys were going to be awesome, but I didn't know that y'all was going to grow this much. I didn't know y'all was going to be getting this type of bag. I didn't know that y'all was going to be this successful. I didn't know that y'all was going to network the way that y'all network. I didn't know that it was going to be this fast. And it almost scares me because it's yo, it's right. And I read the Bible a lot, right? And so, to know that because I can do a lot by myself. I feel like I can take over the world alone. But boy, I could take over the universe when I got y'all on my team. I can take over the universe with y'all. I think that y'all are awesome. This is just the beginning. If you are not a part of a group of people, if you are looking for a community, forget the content. Forget the numbers, forget making money and all of that. That comes with it. It comes with being part of a great group. You're going to get the money. You're going to get the opportunities. You're going to get the network. You're going to get the information. That comes with it. But more importantly, and this is a testament to the people. This has nothing to do with me. This is a testament to the Natashas and the Kojaks and the C's and the B's and Beautiful Disaster and the Black Dazzles. This is a testament to all of the great people, the Phils, the Louises, all of y'all, Tams, everybody. And I know I can't name everybody because it's literally thousands of us. It's thousands of us that's a part of the Bag Chasers. And every city that I go to, it's like a movement. We take over the entire building every time we go to a new city. And the update that I'm posting today is going to give you the new location of where we're doing the next Patreon meetup. Every city we go to, DC, Houston, Los Angeles, New York, Atlanta, Miami, every single city that we've tapped into, we take over everything, but we take over it with love. It's not just taking over everything. People love us. The general managers of these locations and the hotels and everything, they come up to me and they say, yo, I don't know what you got going on here, but I want to be a part of it. It's been people that's walked across the street from the locations where we had a Patreon meetup, and they walk over and they say, hey, who's in charge of what's going on here? Because you guys are awesome. Facts. There is no community of people that's stronger than we are. And we are much stronger together than we are apart. So if you are looking for a community of people that is truly doing some transformational things, not just talking about it, not running in the Victim Olympics, not doing all of this extra stuff, right? Not whining, not moving in toxicity or anything. It's a vibe. It's a reason why I make it my meetups and my locations that I plan. It's a reason why I make it Patreon exclusive, because when you in this nurturing environment, it's like when you in this nurturing environment, it's almost like leaving the hood, living in a mansion, and then no longer hearing sirens. First is crazy. It's like, wait, what the heck is going on? Where's the toxicity? You know how you so used to people doing negative stuff that you being in a nice environment, you almost looking for the flaws? It's like that for some people sometimes. And then over time, they just let their hair down, they relax. So much so to where we come together and we like, yo, this is the vibe. And then when we go out into the world, into all of these other environments and with our own families and stuff like that, we got to gird up and get ready for battle. This is our safe space. Our bag chasers are the safe spaces. So if you are looking for confrontation and issues, this is not the group for you. If you're looking for growth and success, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. If you need to contact me personally, email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com and we're going to get it popping. Shout out to my dog. Make sure y'all subscribe to his channel. Brian L. Ponder Esquire. He was on the show yesterday. Please look up his channel. It is absolutely awesome and subscribe to it. He said, if millennials focus on credit, cash flow, and self-education, they'll never have to worry about money. Most of their debt is unsecured and they can legally recover from in time. This is all facts. We're going to break it down. We're going to do work today, y'all. So the way, and thank you, Brian. Thank you for supporting the platform. Thank you for all of the cash apps. Thank you for everybody that continues to pour into the platform. Somebody said I'm going to be in a D next month. Well, you're in luck, my friend, because Detroit, Michigan, my hometown, is where we having the next Patreon meetup. The description, the dates, the times, the location, all of that is Patreon exclusive. Listen, if you are a part of the Bag Chasers, do not, and I say this all the time, do not share the location of where we're gonna be collecting. We're gonna be in town, and we're gonna be taking care of business, because I got the Lapeef Let's Talk show. We got that in Atlanta this weekend. But as far as where we're meeting up next month, it's gonna be awesome. So I'm giving y'all enough leeway for those of you that want to travel, drive, fly, whatever you want to do. People that's a part of the Bag Chasers, I'm giving y'all enough leeway. The actual location, all of the details is dropping in the Patreon today. All right. Not all of them, some of them, because I know a lot of y'all like to talk and tell your friends. Listen, it's coming. It's coming. All right. So shout out to Brian. I appreciate you. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, Persevere Data TV. We in the building, baby. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. And before we deep dive into this whole millennials broke thing, because we're going to do work today. This is relationships and money, your relationships with money. It could be toxic, weak. Okay, we're going to do work today. Before we deep dive into that, I also want to say I'm thankful for, sometimes, because a lot of times I go to God in the morning when I first wake up, because it's a part of my calendar and my schedule. And I talk to God and I say, hey, I'm thankful for you. You absolutely awesome. Thank you for all of the lessons that I've been through and the things that I've learned and the opportunities. And yesterday afternoon, somebody called me that was close to me and they said, Anton, I need you. And I said, what's going on, family? And they said, I need $15,000. Now, this is a person that's very, very much like family, like y'all family to me. So they're very close and connected to me. Of course, I'm never going to give any details as to who it is or whatever, or any of the details like that. But just in a general sense, they said, I need $15,000. I said, done. I did ask details as to why they needed it. I ain't no fool. All right, let's be clear. And they said, I want to do this. I want to do that. And I said, that's not a smart business decision, so on and so forth. And so we had civil discourse. But, this person that I'm giving money to, I actually manage their portfolio for them to ensure that they will have money for the rest of their life. They that close and connected to me. Family, practically family, right? And I said, this is not a smart financial decision. You're moving emotionally or whatever, so on and so forth. But the thankful part is that I was thanking God that I was in a position to be able to do things for people and do it the right way. You know, when I did that show yesterday about the pastor, right? And I don't know what God called them to do, if he's actually legit or not. We just look at the documents, we play it how we play it, and then we move from there, right? But the thing I've always prided myself on is doing people right. Doing people right, that nobody can come behind and say that Anton has ever did anything wrong, that I ever owed him money. And so, you know, I pride myself, and I've prided my entire life off of being a person of integrity, of good character, and moving how God should be represented. And I was thanking God for making me one of those type of people, because it wasn't just that, right? I was doing payroll. So at the beginning of the month, I do payroll, right? Payroll for the contractors, payroll for the people that work with me, payroll for different people that do shows, taking care of people, and I was doing payroll, right? And so it take me a few hours or whatever, and then, you know, I compare that with what it is that I'm talking about with my accountant, and all of the numbers are working right, because I believe that you should be very, very much minding your business, even if you got other professionals on your team that you're paying. But I was doing payroll, and I was looking at how large the motherfucking checks is, and I'm telling you, to be a person, to pour into people, to feed into people's businesses, to teach people on what it takes in order to build a business. It's a huge responsibility. And money does not make you a better person. Money makes you more of what you already are. It exaggerates what you are. So if you're a good person, if you're a giving person, if you're a person that pours into people, if you're a person, I hate to say this. I was talking to Rita yesterday, and we were riding in the car. I'm about to jump into the subject. Don't worry. I was talking to Rita, and we were riding in the car, and we was coming from doing some shopping, because I had to pick up some shoes or whatever for what it was that I was going to wear in Atlanta this weekend. And we were picking up some food, and she said, Anton, do you realize that you are the glue? And this is what Rita was saying. She said, you are the glue that has brought everybody together. I said, how you figure that? She says, it's a lot of people that did a lot of things as far as making sure that different things are successful. The Lapeef Network, Millionaire Morning Show, Fight Club, all of these things. She said, but, if you're not who you are, and if you are not the person that spearheads all of this stuff, none of these people exist in these spaces together. We don't have any of it. Think about that. And, I'm trying to maintain a level of humility. Right? So I'm trying to, whatever, because there's a lot of people that has contributed to the success of everything that we're doing. But she was like, yo, you are important. You are great. You are awesome. You are a legend. You are the person that your father wanted you to be, and you've exceeded every expectation for him, because where will we be right now? What will we be doing? Will we all know each other? If it's not for being intentional the entire time, making sure that you stay the course, pouring into being the bad guy when you got to be the bad guy, creating an environment for people to be able to come together and have voices and thrive together, where will we be right now? Where would everybody be? Let's be real. Where would we be? We not having this conversation together. Who knows? We don't know what we don't know. So, you probably somewhere else, or you on some other platform, or you kicking it or whatever. But if you look at how everything works, right? If you look at the different people that have conversations, the people that are in the chats, those that come up on the platforms, different guests, how people have been able to branch off and do their own businesses and things, and then own channels and even content creation. All of that is a collective effort that, if one piece is missing, it could possibly throw everything in a disarray, which is one of the reasons why it's important for you to do your job. Demons, devils, angry people, and the most worst, vile people on earth, every single day, they going to work and they doing their job. Think about that. Every day they sowing chaos, discourse, seeds of doubt, corruption, angry. They're looking to tear people down every single day. They are doing their job. Haters, doxers, They own their job every day. They don't sleep. Every day they don't sleep. They doing their job. And if you decide that you want to cave in and give up or do the thing that they want you to do, we're not here right now. We're in disarray. We don't get to come together as a collective. The thing that you guys say that you want, the things that you advocating for, the things that you preach for on a regular basis, we don't have that. We don't have this group. We not meeting up on a Patreon. We not connecting in person. We not doing the shows. We don't have the panels. We don't have the community of people coming together, building a business, and then collectively taking over the world. We don't have good sweeping across all of these different platforms and across the nation. Listen, there's people that is a part of the Bag Chasers that is literally overseas, like Anton, when you coming, and they working together. One of the biggest moderators in the Discord is literally overseas. Natasha, the one that we love the most. I mean, literally the glue behind a lot of the different things that we got going on inside of the Bag Chasers group is in Canada. She's not even in the United States of America. Don't you tell me that we don't have a purpose. Don't you tell me that all of this is by mistake. Don't you tell me that we not doing great work. I know what we doing. I know what the vision is. I know what we capable of. And I do my job because it's important for me to do my job so you can do your job. And in order for somebody else to do their job, they need you to do your job. These people, think about it, y'all. If at one point, and we're going to get into the show now, if at one point I ever doubted what my purpose was and what it is that I was supposed to do, if at any moment when people make all of these lies and these toxic videos about you, when they say ugly things about your family and your mom and your wife and your daughter, if they do anything to try to tear you down, they try to dox you. People be trying to figure out where you live and put your address on the internet. If at any point, and I learned this from the people of yesteryear, all of the Martin Luther Kings and the Malcolm X's or whatever, if at any point they mess up and they move off of their purpose, you give them victory and you do not give people what they need in order to be successful. We're not here together if at any point in that process you deviate from the path that you're supposed to be on because it's somebody, and this is not about me, this is me using me as an example in order to illustrate that you need to be doing what you're supposed to do. If at any point you decide that you're too tired, that you're too fed up, that you can go about doing your thing the way you want to do it, you are messing up what somebody else has in store for them. You are the blessing. You are the bridge to somebody else's greatness. They need you to do your job the same way that you needed me to do my job. You are the bridge. You are the connecting piece. You are integral. You are Neo from the Matrix. You are the person that is going to save Zion. You are the person that is going to take over, right? You know what my father's nickname was? My father's nickname was Tree Father. His nickname, it's the weirdest nickname in the world, was Tree Father because his goal was to be the roots. It was to take root, set the foundation, and then to bear fruit. And it's so many different kids from different environments, neighborhoods, toxic places that came and lived with us. And I was like, what is this motherfucker doing in my bed? Why is he sleeping next to me? But that man wind up turning out to be a very, very successful person that gave a whole lot of other people opportunities. And he would have never become what he is today if it wasn't for my father giving him a place to say, yes, I will feed you. I will put clothes on your back. Even though your family is a bunch of crackheads, you got a safe space here. And even though Anton brought this straggly little boy in my house just because he was playing basketball with him at the community center, Anton brought a friend over, and I realized that this little boy ain't have nowhere to go because his mama is a crackhead and his daddy ain't in his life. I'm going to give this man a place to stay. This future king a place to stay. That man today, just last week moved back to Michigan because he's a CEO of a company now. He got a promotion. This man provides so many opportunities for young people. He put his money where his mouth is, and it's all because my dad said, I'm going to do my job. We got to do our job, y'all. We got to do our job. We got to be the fruit. We got to be the tree that bears fruit. It's somebody that probably ain't even born yet. It's somebody that's probably desolate, destitute. And I don't do it for the masses. I do it for that small one that's in that sea of people that I can pluck out and say, yep, you it. You just needed a shot. I got you. But we got to do our job. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let's get it. Thank y'all for continuing to rock with me. Let's do work. So first I want to acknowledge Daylor. Daylor says, I went to visit my family in Nigeria and linked up with someone I met on Fight Club who lived in Nigeria. Do y'all hear this? I went to visit my family in Nigeria and I linked up with someone I met on Fight Club who lived in Nigeria. This is a movement. I know y'all don't think it is, but it is a movement. We got something good going on here, and people would love nothing more than to tear it apart. Shout out to Daylor. He also says, life is always about lifting up others, being that beacon. And again, I also want to continuously acknowledge my dog, Brian. You are awesome. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for contributing to the platform and everybody that hold us down. Again, the link to the Patreon is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. And if you need to reach me personally, email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com and we're going to get it popping. Let's do work, ladies and gentlemen. So, nearly 3/4 of millennials are more than $100,000 in debt. And most of them is not from mortgages. Let me say that one more time. More than 3/4 or nearly 3/4 of millennials are more than $100,000 in debt, and most are not from mortgages. Let that sink in for 1 second before we get cooking. Shout out to TJ Hanley, sponsor of the show. 30% off your first order plus a free gift. The link is in the description. Uncomplicated Skincare for Men has always been a longtime sponsor of the Lapeef Network and the Millionaire Morning Show. Shout out to TJ Hanley. Make sure you get your package. Please don't be a dusty. That link is in the description, and support the platform. More than $100,000 in debt and ain't got nothing to do with mortgages. Let's dive into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. So, this is an article. I'm sorry. That I want to deep dive, and I just want to kind of look at this at a glance, okay? I don't want to get too heavy into it. Shout out to Carol. I appreciate you, love, says, me and my fiance met Dark Lake at a coffee shop. Shout out to Dark Lake. Me and my fiance met Dark Lake at a coffee shop. Don't tell me that it ain't important for us to be able to connect with each other. Don't you tell me that we ain't important to each other. Yep. Let's deep dive. Recessions, inflation, and out of reach housing market. Millennials are no stranger to financial anxiety. You know what the worst part about this whole situation is, y'all? Is that they're supposed to be in a better situation than their parents before them, and then their parents before them, and then their parents before him. But what's happening is that things are getting more toxic and much worse, because the children are often the ones that pay the price for what their parents do. A recently published report by the site Real Estate Witch shows that most members of the new generation are also saddled with huge amounts of debt, adding to their money woes. My dog Aaron says, greatest day on earth, Leo season, 30 years. Hey, can we get a happy birthday for my dog Aaron? Do you know that Aaron, shout out to Aaron. Aaron is one of the original bag chasers. One of the first 50. Aaron was one of the first 50. The minute that I opened up the Patreon, the same day, on day one, Aaron was one of the original bag chasers. Shout out to Aaron. Can y'all wish Aaron a happy birthday? He is one of the original 50. I love you, Aaron. Happy birthday, my friend. I am going to call you after this show. Shout out to Aaron, one of the original bag chasers. Original 50. Yes, he was. So let's deep dive. A study found that most millennials have over $100,000 worth of debt, with most of it not connected to a mortgage. That's crazy. And you know what the worst thing about debt is? Is not only does it not go away in most instances, because a lot of this probably is tied into student loans, but also on top of that, it continues to accumulate more debt because of the interest tied to it. Sometimes people hit me up and they say, Anton, what should I do first? Should I pay off debt or should I invest in the markets? And the enticing thing to say to people, or the thing that would make them feel the best, would be to say, hey, listen, make an investment into the market, do this and do that, and so on and so forth. But unfortunately, I have to give them the hard news and I say, listen, it's a possibility for you to be successful when it comes to investing in this thing particular. And of course, every situation is different. So there's nuances depending on how you want to invest. If you want a house hack, I'm going to give you the blueprint on how to do that, right? If you want to get into real estate, I'm going to give you a blueprint. If you want to start your business, I'm going to go through and I'm going to say, hey, let's put together the business plan. Let's do the whole assessment. We're going to go through the process. It's an individual thing, especially when I'm giving you a coach. I'm giving you a coaching call. But most of them say, hey, should I pay off debt, especially with Biden suspending payments and things like that, or should I invest? And I have to give them the hard truth. 9 times out of 10, I say, listen, the possibility for you to be successful in business as far as the return on your investment is this much. Let's just say 8%. But your credit cards is charging you 23% interest, fam. Listen, we know what you keep in your pocket if you're paying off this debt. It's always prettier when you're looking at that shiny object. But when you want to get rid of that monster over there, it's like a woman. It's like a woman, right? And the thing that you get with women, shout out to Alonzo. Alonzo, thank you for the Cash App. You are absolutely awesome, my friend. Alonzo Hippolyte, thank you. He said, I just wanted to say thanks. Thank you, Alonzo. Thank you for pouring into the platform. The interesting thing about it is it's like a woman, right? Because we were doing a show, or I did a show probably like a week ago about a woman that was connected in the industry, right? And in the industry, over the last 10 years, she's been living with AIDS. And on the outside, the previous 9 years, she looked beautiful. She was gorgeous. She looked like a chick that was for the street. She had her titties all propped up. She was nice and thin and all of this other type of stuff. So she was a pass around. She looked enticing. There are people walking around every day. They say 30%, at least 30% or more of people every single day are walking around with an STI or STD. But on the outside, it looks pretty. I know if you saw for this thing over there, what you not going to get, you ain't going to get that monster. You ain't going to get that monster. Over 70% of millennials have some form of non-mortgage debt, with the average millennial owing, think about this number. The average millennial is owing $117,000, according to the report. The average person, what is a millennial? Between what? 20 something, the early 20s to 41? 41? 20s to 41. And you know what the worst part about it is? The generation after that, they're going to be even worse off. The average millennial owes $117,000. $117,000. That is not an accident. That is not my opinion. This is what we looking like in real life. And then people will sit there and you know what they're going to tell me? Well, Anton, $40,000 a year is enough. Where? Listen, based off of those calculations, and if you just do the basic math, you're going to work for the rest of your life. You're going to work until you die. And then you're going to pass on debt to the next person that was next to you. I know people that won't even get me. Don't worry about it. Almost half of millennials, or 48%, reported having some form of student loans with the average person owing. I didn't even listen. I'm going to tell you, I didn't read this whole thing. The average person owing $126,993. But the most common debt was credit card debt, with 67% of millennials having some amount of debt on a credit card. The average person owing average person owing 120, let's just round up, $127,000. The average person owes, the average millennial. These are the people that are in the prime of their life. They trying to get it together. They got $65,000 saved up for retirement by the time that they're going to be over. By the time that it's all over, they only going to have $67,000 saved in retirement. They got basket weaving degrees. They out here taking flights back and forth to Miami because they for the streets. City boys is up. Is that what they saying? City boys is up. They buying new cars because they feel like they deserve it. They out here tying the amount of money that they make to their lifestyle and looking at things as payments, right? Do you know that student loans, for a lot of y'all, I know some of y'all know. Do you know that these student loans, they will let you make payments according to your income, and you're actually not actually putting a debt in the dent. You're just paying the interest just to say that you saved your credit. So you sitting there with $127,000 in debt so you can have a 740 credit score. Somebody help me to make sense. I'd rather have a 500 credit score and no debt than a 740 credit score and $127,000 in debt. But if you ask the average person and if you frame the question correctly, they will take the credit score with the debt. I guarantee it. Because the first thing that women ask for is A, a high value man as far as whether or not he makes six figures. And then B, they want to know your credit score so they can buy more shit and get in more debt. I know people that have no credit whatsoever. Not that they got bad credit. They don't have credit. They don't have a credit profile. You know how easy it is for them to become a authorized user on somebody else's credit and then be able to get a 800 credit score? I'm trying to tell you, bro, listen, being able to get good credit is nothing. It's nothing. It's like blowing in the wind. You know how hard it is to get rid of $127,000 in debt when you make an average of $50,000 a year? It's like trying to pull a boulder up a mountain. It is an uphill battle that most people are going to fail at. You can literally have no credit whatsoever, become an authorized user for somebody else that has had a good credit history or profile, that has under 20% utilization rate as far as their credit cards, and get all of their credit history to buy whatever the piss you want if you just wanted to do that. Please tell me how easy, when my daughter becomes 18, and she won't even need it at 18. I'm going to be honest with you. Her college is already paid for. She already will have a car. I own multiple properties, so she's literally going to just take over probably, depending on if this is what she wants to do or not. She's probably just going to take over the family business. My daughter, whenever she decides that she's ready to do anything, and if she wanted to use credit, all we have to do is make her an authorized user, and she has our credit history as far as being able to make sure that she has the highest available credit score. That's how easy it is. It is literally a cakewalk. Please do not let people tell you how hard it is to get good credit. It's nothing. Do she need a card? Absolutely not. I made that mistake in giving somebody a card that was an authorized user. Neither here nor there. That was a whole nother show. But that's how easy it is to get good credit. That 127, you can forget it. You can forget it. Shout out to Boys to Kings Network says there are some amazing people in the Bag Chasers. They telling you there are some amazing people in the Bag Chasers. I think Natasha as the Lord's, I think of Natasha as the Lord's lightest angel. See, I'm the dark angel. Natasha, keep me honest. I'm going to tell y'all, listen, I was with Natasha in LA. I flew out and I kicked it with Natasha in LA, y'all. And She's such a gem. Me, Beautiful Disaster, Rita, Natasha, we was having brunch. Yeah, this is what we do. I actually kick it with my bag chasers in real life. I'm kicking it with Natasha, and I'm like, this is like one of the sweetest, most intelligent women that I've ever known in my entire life. Skin is like silk. Skin is like silk. I mean, this girl should be a hand model or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, skin is just like, it's like milk chocolate. One of the nicest people. And you know what's so funny? Me and her talking, and I'm thinking to myself, I have to do the hard work, the dark angel work, and Natasha is the light angel. She's doing the work though. Shout out to Natasha. Says, there are some amazing people in the Bag Chasers. I think of Natasha as the Lord's lightest angel. She will care about you before you care about yourself. Shout out to her. And listen, I have her on my team, along with all of my other ladies. Brian says, loan debt may be deferred by request until able to pay. Don't let it default. Credit card debt is sold for pennies and can be settled. That is true. No, Brian, don't give them all of the game. Can be settled or challenged to be eliminated due to the legal issues I can discuss. Brian, this is what we going to do. This is what we going to do, Brian. I'm going to do a whole show with Brian, but we not going to do it for everybody else. We going to do it for the Bag Chasers. Brian, you will be my quant. You will be my quant. Nope. Everybody don't deserve the information. Everybody don't deserve the information. Look, Natasha, always trying to be humble. That was the LA Sun, Anton. I need to get back out there and see Black Dazzle again. Nope. You're not going to downplay yourself. You dope. You gorgeous. You gorgeous. Back, Patreon exclusive with my dog, Brian Ponder. Coming up soon. I'm going to schedule that. So let's get back to the show. Almost half of millennials, or 48%, reporting having some form of student loans, with the average person owing $127,000. But the most common type of debt was credit card debt. What are y'all doing, man? With 67% of millennials having some amount of debt on a credit card. Why are y'all so obsessed with credit card debt? This is what I'm trying to figure out. Why is people so obsessed with trying to chase points at the expense of giving away an egregious amount of money? I don't understand it. What is wrong? Do you know that I've never paid credit card interest in my life? I broke down to y'all the gamification of credit and how credit card companies finesse you. You know what's on my credit cards? Netflix, Disney Plus, Apple Care. Netflix, Disney Plus, Apple Care. YouTube Premium. I keep a teeny amount. If you want to have credit cards, and we can do a whole show on that. I'll do a whole show on credit cards. If you want to have credit cards, put a teeny amount on it, but do not use it in order to supplement your lifestyle, because it's a reason why they give those points away. They know that you're going to default. They know that you're going to give up the bag. They know that you're going to suffer. And they're going to benefit as a result of it. Credit cards have some of the only thing worse than a credit card is a payday loan. Let me say that again. The only thing worse than the interest that comes on a credit card is a payday loan. When I seen the interest rates on payday loans, I said, this got to be illegal. It's no way in the world that people are paying this type of money to borrow it for a week. This is worse than the mob. You got a better chance of borrowing from the mob than you do from these payday loans. While most millennials have accrued a large amount of debt, the bulk of millennials, 63%, said they believe they can pay it off over the next 1 to 5 years, cap, because you're not disciplined to do so. Meanwhile, a smaller number, almost 1 of 10, estimate that it will take them more than 10 years to pay off their debts, while 1 in 16 believe that they will never be able to pay off what they owe. The beautiful thing about this whole assessment, y'all, the beautiful thing about this assessment is that this is only based off of what they think. It's not going to happen. Most people die in debt and they have less than $65,000 saved up for retirement. This is a fact. Most people die in debt. They owe more than they have saved up to even be able to retire, which is one of the reasons why it breaks my heart. Let me tell y'all a story. Shout out to Kingdom Minded. I appreciate you. Said you give more tangible value than many churches. What's sad is blacks are loyal to a fault, finessed out of the money by pastors for building fund and dying and never seeing the church built, never getting value. You know what's so funny, Kingdom Minded? Let me jump off this for a minute. You know what's so funny, Kingdom Minded? I'm gonna lead this up here because I was talking to Rita yesterday, and we always trying to figure out the business side of things. 99% of our conversations, Rita and I, we talking about business. We talking about, to build the business, trying to figure out how I can add more value to my bag chasers, where we going to go meet up next, all of these different things. And Rita said, Anton, I didn't want you to, because full disclosure, for those of y'all in the bag chasers, when we've been doing this build the businesses, one of the reasons why I was deciding to do it out of town possibly was because I didn't want to have my hands in it on a daily basis, because Rita believes, and one of her compromises, and y'all know it in the first meetings, one of her compromises was, hey, let's do it out of town. So Anton, you're not there every day, because then you're going to be wanting to be involved in every single thing that happens. You need to put people in place to make sure that they can take care of business, hire the right people. And then I don't want you to have even more on your plate. Well, when we did a little through this process, it's a possibility it could be right here in Michigan. Neither here nor there. So she said, Anton, this and that and this and that, and I don't want you to do this or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And she's whining like a little baby, and I'm, oh, you okay? Listen, let me give you some sex later and you'll be fine. She laughed, we laugh. And she said, Anton, based off of construction costs, this might cost you $200,000 instead of $100,000 to be able to build this out. And she says, this wasn't a part of your original plan if it costs you $200,000 to have to build this out, because of all of the construction costs and the skyrocketing costs of being able to build a business, and them possibly requiring you to use their construction workers in order to do this business. And she says, what would you do? I said, well, we got possibilities. We got alternatives, but it's important for my people. It is important for my people to understand what it takes. So I don't care if it costs me $250,000. What I start, I finish. I don't care if it costs me $250,000 to build out whatever it is that we decide to build out. They need the information. They need the blueprints. They need to build the business plans. They need to understand what the leases is looking like and how you negotiate them effectively. They need to understand the costs. They need to understand the construction costs. If I show them, then they can make more informed decisions as to building their own businesses, and they can make informed decisions on how to look at things from a business perspective. I said, it don't matter what happens. And this is actually speaking to what you were saying, Kingdom Minded, as far as things never getting done. What I start, I finish. When I say we're going to do this and build a business, that's exactly what we're going to do. No matter what happens, we're going to finish and we're going to be successful. And I'm going to give you everything that I have in order to, all of my knowledge, every gem, even funding it. I'm putting up 100% of the money to make sure that you learn. And we have people that won't even look at the live streams. I'm not talking about the bag chasers. I'm talking about regular everyday folks that's not a part of the bag. We have people that won't even look at the live streams to see and glean the information. I'm putting my own money up to teach you and show you every single thing, all the way from the different contractors that you got to hire, the architect firms that you need to use and build in order to get the permit process approved, the type of licensed contractors, because there are different types of contractors that you need, not just electricians, not just plumbers, not just general contractors. I'm giving you everything you need in order to be successful, and you won't even look at the information and dial in so that you can get the insight that you need that's going to carry you for the rest of your life. You can literally pass this information on to your generations. Listen, worst case scenario. You can watch this with your kids. If you are a part of the bag chasers and you signed in, let them sign in under your profile so they can watch it for themselves. Why would you keep the information to yourself? Let your kids get a real education before they go to college so that they can make an informed decision on what they want to do with their future. You have every tool in your arsenal, and you will sit here and whine to me and say how everybody is supposed to make $40,000 a year. No, it's a lot of people that's supposed to make $40,000 a year, but you are one of the unique ones that have an opportunity to change the trajectory of your family, and you won't do it. Why? Why? I'm truly trying to understand. Is it laziness? Are you skeptical? You know, it was a guy yesterday. Dang, I'm telling all of the business. It was a guy yesterday and said, Anton, I signed up for the Patreon, but I never watched any of the videos and I didn't join the Discord. I just signed up because I just wanted to support the platform. Can I have a refund? I said, yep. I gave him his money back. I gave him his $15 back. No questions asked, not trying to convince him to stay. I gave him his refund, $15. I gave him his money back. $15. You won't get millions of dollars worth of gain because you are not intentional enough and you don't love your children enough to even share it. If you don't watch it yourself, share it with your husband, share it with your children. Let them go through and look at how we broke down all of the different items and things that we're going to need. And then I took what they did and I said, listen, you don't need this, you don't need that. This is what it's going to truly cost you, so on and so forth. Alaquandria says, Anton, thanks for the encouragement and the bag chaser for pulling me out of a dark place. I inspired my wife to look into tech as well. Shout out to Alaquandria. If it's a lie, they told it. If it's a lie, they told it. KO says, had a credit card since I was 19 years old, never paid interest, never had a late payment, and a 760 credit. I learned what not to do from people before me. Learn from other people's mistakes. Learn from other people's mistakes. Let's continue. We doing work today, y'all. We doing work today. It's important for me to add value into y'all life. To make matters worse, this is the people that y'all want to rock with. This is the people that the Dusty Dusties want to rock with. To make matters worse, nearly 1 in 3 millennials, or 20. This is hard facts. Nearly 1 in 3 millennials, or 29%, admit to not paying off their credit card in full every month. This is how many admitted it. This is not how many people are being honest. Think about it. 29%, or nearly 1 in 3, admit, keyword admit, to not paying off their credit card in full every month. According to the report, among millennials with credit card debt, the average amount they owe is $5,300 a month. You can't pay it off if you wanted to. You don't even make enough after taxes to be able to pay off $5,300 a month. The average debt is $5,300 a month, which means they're going to be paying well over $1,000 at the end of the year in interest. You literally giving money away just to be able to hold on to debt. I'm in the wrong business. I need to start funding people. The report also found that millennials average spend 47% of their gross monthly income. What did I do inside of the Patreon? When I broke down exactly how much a fixed, variable, paying yourself and all of those, when I did it by percentage, I even did a show based off of percentages here. I still got it on the whiteboard. You spending almost half of everything that you make on housing each month and 1.5 times more than the recommended 30%. Everybody trying to keep up with people that don't even care nothing about them. They don't care nothing about you. They don't care about your house. They don't care about what you live in. They don't care about none of that. The only reason they care about where it is that I'm at and what I say is because they know that I got that bag. I post on Reels. I posted on TikTok. Make sure y'all follow me on TikTok and Instagram and all of that other type of stuff, right? I post on Reels and people say, "Oh, he probably saved his whole life for that Benz." And then I post a Porsche. Oh, he probably saved his whole life and he's spending everything and he probably lived with his mama because they don't know me on YouTube, not everybody. And then I post the Pistons tickets. He probably only gone one game and he probably got his friends tickets and he probably doing it. No, we live this lifestyle. It is literally a small portion and it's expensed accordingly. If you know, you know. It is literally a small portion of what it is that we do from a revenue perspective over here in the Bag Chasers University. And not only that, I share it with my friends. Y'all know every year I'm gonna do the Christmas giveaways. I do build the business, fund your business. I'm thinking of different ways in which I can empower you. People give me their pitches. I just send them money to make sure that they can fund their own businesses. I give away my tickets. Listen, if you're not a part of the Bag Chasers, then you don't know what it feels like to sit courtside. I literally give my tickets to my Bag Chasers to make sure that they can go and enjoy it just like I enjoy it. Only 10% of the survey respondents said that they never had debt, which means that 90% of millennials have had some sort of non-mortgage debt in their lives. Out of the 28% of millennials that are debt-free, 1 in 3 has never had debt, while 1 in 4 have paid off their debt within the last year. So they just now getting out of debt. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Let's be real. Let's keep it 100, right? You can't build anything. You cannot be successful. You cannot help anyone. You can't even be the man in your household if you are carrying around burdens for your family to bear if anything was to ever happen to you. If anything ever happens to me, my family is taken care of beyond the rest of their lives. My daughter's school is going to be funded no matter what. My family is on me about making sure that I stay healthy. Rita be buying me salads and all of this other kind of crap all the time. I'm working out in the gym, right? They want me to be here because they just need me to be here. They just love being around me. Your family wish you die because they know that if they can get that life insurance money, that you're worth more dead than you are alive. Don't be worth more dead than you are alive. You want to be an asset to the people that surround you. You don't want to be a burden. No man should be a burden on his family. At the very least, if you're bringing a woman into your fold, then you want to have somewhere for her to sleep and rest her chinny chin chin. How's she going to throw it back and give you that Gawk 3000 or throw that thing back if she worried about if your mama or your daddy going to bust in on y'all? I'm just being real. Listen, do we want to have a real conversation or no? How are you going to get her to throw it back in comfort? How's she going to just be able to lay out and let you do whatever it is that you want to do to her? How you going to put that monster mash on if y'all trying to be quiet because mama and nana is trying to sleep in there? You shouldn't be thinking about no Gawk 3000. You shouldn't be thinking about that thing. And I'm very much editing my words because I know a lot of y'all be watching this and y'all say, Anton, we watching it in the church. You can't be saying it. Or Anton, I'm doing work and I don't want my employers to hear what you're talking through the window because I'm doing construction. How is she going to throw it back if Nana is over there and she worried about your mama coming in and saying, boy, what you doing? How she going to do that? How she going to give you that thing? I gotta say what I really want to say for Fight Club and the late night live streams because I can't say what I really want to say. Do you know what it feels like to? It's like an out of body experience, almost like having a. You look like you having a seizure sometimes. You can't do that with Paw in there. How you gonna do that with somebody else being able to hear through them razor thin walls and they gave you a room on top of the garage? And listen, I'm not saying that it's not Cool. I'm not saying that it's not necessary for you to make the concessions in order for you to live the rest of your life. I'm saying that you have to want and aspire for more in order to actually do anything to shoot for it. If you're not actually doing the things that add the most value into your life to put you in a position of power so that you can then do whatever you want when you want to do it, you're doing your family a disservice. Your kids should not be going to college and incurring debt, even more debt, because inflation is going to make college more expensive by the time that your kids graduate school. And now they have to incur more debt as a result of you not doing what you were supposed to do for them. And so you putting them in this cycle that's actually going to be worse for them than if they had not went to college at all. They was better off just going to regular work than going to be a social worker, and now they walking around with $137,000 in debt that they will never pay for. It's never going to pay it off. Now they got to be on another man's titty, Biden, in order to try to beg him to be able to forgive student loans so that they can get themselves together. Or I'll do you even one better. Forget the debt. Forget the debt. Now your daughter got to be a modern woman. And you know why? Because she got to grind and hustle and her back hurt because she got to do the things in order to feed herself because you did not put her in a position of power. What men have to go through and what women are supposed to go through is completely different. We're not all supposed to go through the same things. Your daughter is not supposed to be have to be dependent upon in order to bring resources into the house. But no, she's going to look for a man just like her father, and she's going to be required to do so. And she'll never be able to truly live in her femininity. And then you're going to call her a modern woman and say, why ain't she submissive to me? Because you're not the man that you're supposed to be. You can't even provide a safe space. Provision and protection in a modern world, civilized world, often requires you, and I hate to say it, I know you don't want to hear it, it requires you to get that bag. It's money. It's money. The neighborhood you live in, the schools that your kids go to, the student loans that they're going to bear in the future, the debt that you have to take out, the neighbors that you're going to be subjected by, whether or not they break into your car tomorrow is all going to be determined by your ability to be able to get that bag. If you don't like it, then go and find somewhere else to live. But it's very much a truth, and it's very much real, and it is very much going to be your reality, and you don't want to live that life for the rest of your life. It is important for you to do the thing that is in your best interest because it is going to generate the most revenue possible and the best experience for the people that is around you. If you love them, then take care of your business. If you love them, stop fumbling the bag. If you love them, stop tricking off your money. Start doing the thing that actually is going to generate the most revenue, and then you can do what you want to do. You can get all of the gawk you want. I know I see the likes is down, so I'm going to go ahead and walk away and give y'all the opportunity to get the likes up. Let me go get some water because y'all want to keep the likes down. I don't understand. I can't figure it out. Why is the likes down? I'm over here pouring into y'all every day and the likes is down. What is that? It's insane, man. I don't understand this. Get the lights up. Y'all got the lights up yet? I wanted to give y'all 30 seconds to get the lights up. And here pouring into y'all on a regular basis. You ain't even got the lights up? Good grief, bro. I agree. Advertise. How hard is it to hit the like button? How hard is it to hit the like button? Shout out to my dog Brock. Brock says, not you disturbing Granny and Paw from reading the Bible while you trying to quietly beat some cheeks, but the old, the old bag squeaking too much. Yeah, man, they want everything. They want you to do everything in Grandpa's basement. Shout out to Demetrius Shaw. Says, it's hard out here for a simp. We need that $15. It's hard out here for a simp. when you're trying to get that money for the rent. But the credit cards and gas money spent. Y'all know nothing about that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Shout out to Demetrius Shaw. Shout out to everybody that contributed to the platform. Let's go ahead and get into the video. All right. So this video is living off of, I think it's $83,000 a year in Hawaii. If I'm not mistaken, this is what y'all sent me. We're going to get into the video. I want to deep dive into this and I want to break this down. All right. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and then turn on your notifications for when we go live. And you already know the link to the Patreon is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let's get to it.
I feel that money is very hard to come by, especially living in Hawaii. It's not all sandy beaches and coconuts. It's really hard to live here.
Before we get started, this woman said it's hard to live here off of $83,000 a year. I have not seen this video. I do not know her. I do not know what she's going to say. Y'all told me that it was cool to live off of $50,000, and this woman said it is hard to live here. Hard. I don't know anything about the Hawaiian economy. 83. They got 2 little girls. They said it's hard. So if it's a lot, and they told it, right? If it's a lie, they told it. Let's continue.
My name is Shayla Marie Mae. I'm 28 years old.
I'm Matthew Pi'ianaya Ishii. I am 33 years old.
Together we have 2 daughters, Sienna Belle and Sierra Jane.
Together we make about $83,000 a year.
We live on the Big Island of Hawaii in Hilo.
Is that how y'all pronounce it? Hawaii? 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 Shayla works for a federally funded child care subsidy program. I see is that her eyelashes or is she out here lashing? I'm just curious, is that her eyelashes or is she trying to be a modern woman?
I started a new job about a week ago. I'm making $16
About a week ago.
an hour, $33,000 a year. I understand how hard it is to pay for childcare. If I wasn't working, we wouldn't be able to pay for childcare. I would be a stay-at-home mom forever.
She says she makes about $16 an hour, $33,000 a year. That means that they need her income to survive. Now think about that. I'm often on these panels and I'm having these conversations and they say, Anton, you bring 40, she bring 40, y'all living off 80, y'all living good. This woman said, listen, fam, it's hard out here. Not only do they need my 33 because apparently he make 50 because 50 and 33, I'm going to need y'all to stick with me here. Let's do the math. $83,000 a year before he even talk about what he does. He needs her. And they got 2 munchkins.
Really have to be working 2 jobs in a household to send your children to school.
So his back probably
As a concrete foreman, I earn about $25 an hour. It could go up to about $80 an hour. I form, tie steel, and placement of concrete down to finishing the concrete.
So he working. Think about this. He's 33, she's 28. He's 33, she's 28. How long do you think that he can do this before he need a hip replacement or his back start hurting? Because a lot of people say, hey, ain't nothing wrong with doing these hard jobs. I agree. Listen, I am a person that celebrates the blue collar man. If you are working and you grinding, I think that you are to be celebrated because you're doing it legally. I have no problem with anybody working any job. We need you. I appreciate you. I spend extra money. I tip you. I show you my appreciation because I am blessed. But what I'm saying is, the reality is, they said it was hard, not me. He expects to make $50,000 a year, the thing that y'all said that everybody can live off of, and he's saying, nah, fam, it's hard out here for a pimp. And I'm out here finishing concrete, and my back hurt, and I'm expecting to hopefully make $50,000 a year. and she bring in an additional $33,000 a year. I want to see what their budget is looking like.
As of right now, the way that we live paycheck to paycheck, it's hard to make it by. We make enough to cover our expenses and our bills and essentials.
All right, let's break this down. She already told y'all. I don't even know how they get these people to come on this show and tell it real. She said we live in paycheck to paycheck. Let's break down this budget. $79 in subscriptions. All right, let's look at what that is. Subscriptions is Amazon Prime and streaming services. They need to cut that out. I'm going to just tell you right now. They need to just cut it out. They can't afford to breathe. They don't need no streaming services and Amazon Prime. They need to just be hiking every day and having a good time and playing with toys. All right. Credit card debt, $101 a month in credit card debt, meaning that if they live in paycheck to paycheck, that they're paying the minimum monthly payment, which means that they're getting killed in interest. The first thing that you got to pay attention to is, why do they have credit card debt in the first place? Well, it was difficult for them to survive, and so they use that to supplement, to buy the things that they want or the things that they needed. They're paying $101 in credit card debt. Bad. Health insurance, $191. It is what it is. You got to pay for that. And check it out. The caveat is for the couple, the twins covered under Medicaid. They're using government assistance to cover the children, and that ain't even including what they paying in health insurance. That's just for them too. $83,000 a year. Medicaid. Shout out to Carl Oakley. Carl Oakley says, I got people there working for the government and contracting, making about $420,000 as a family of four, and they live a minimalist lifestyle because it's so expensive. Carl says he got people making $420,000. Y'all will think about this, y'all. Carl, you are absolutely right, and I agree with you. Think about this, y'all. Let's put this in perspective. They told me I was crazy because I said 50,000 ain't enough and 100,000 ain't enough to be able to raise a family in four, depending on where you live in America. Carl is saying he got people working there making $420 as a family of four, and they got to live like minimalists. Are we so far out of whack from the reality of what people are dealing with, or are we realistic and helping you to understand that you need to be more intentional before you start jumping off the bridge? Carl, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Health insurance. They got the kids on Medicaid. $210 in discretionary. Nope. Need to get rid of it. Let's see what discretionary is. Personal care, household expenses, and dog food. Get rid of the dog. You can't afford a dog. You got kids. Pets are like children. Pets are like children. You can't afford to have a dog. Am I missing something here? Is there a pattern amongst people that cannot afford to be able to survive in the places that they live in? Why do you have a dog and you can't even afford to have kids? Your kids is on Medicaid and you got a dog. That's voluntary. Having kids was voluntary, but that's voluntary. All right. This is giving me anxiety. I'm starting to feel trapped myself. Phones, $300 a month. How, fam? How is your phone's $300 enough? I mean, I don't understand. Most people that are making a lot of money, their phone bill be like $25 a month. How are their phones costing them $300 a month? I'll tell you how, because they're financing. Verizon, AT&T was like, listen, upgrade every year and finance your phone, and they rock with it. These people need to be on Metro PCS. They need to get them some Obama phones. You need to call and receive text messages. That's it. There's no reason for... I've already cut out a ton of money in their budget. I ain't even got to the big items. Utilities, $303. Can't do nothing about that. Food, $600. Got a family of four. It is what it is. Transportation, $659. Cars, gas, and insurance. Car notes, baby. They got at least one car note. Why do poor people do this? And I know they make $83,000 a year, but I told you, them labels of, oh, we solidly middle class. No, fam. And you know what the worst part about this whole situation is? I'm about to tell y'all something. Y'all want to know the truth? I believe at $83,000 a year, they're just at the threshold to get into the 22% range of paying taxes. If they would have made $1,000 less, give or take, and so they better be very, very careful, they switch from being in the 12% threshold to the 22% threshold. Don't hold me to that. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling y'all what to do. But based off of the calculations that we shared in last week's live stream, they are at the threshold that actually forces them to pay a significant more in taxes. They literally are probably a few dollars above the threshold and paying more in taxes. And this is why I say understanding how money works will determine whether or not you are successful, because they don't understand the language of money. They're financing everything. They get their taxes taken out, and then they pay for their lifestyle, and they pay interest on top of that. They actually being taxed like 3 or 4 times over than what a normal person that understands how money works is. Yep, it is insane, D. Will. And then child support. Whew. So basically all of her money, because they're paying the equivalent of $8,400 a year in child support. So think about it. Make $83,000 a year, $8,400 a year, or it's coming straight out of that. So now you automatically reduce it to $72,000 a year. No, I'm sorry. I got that wrong. 83, 75, 74. $74,000 a year. Just in childcare. $700 a month in child support. Rent, $1,250. That's probably the only reasonable thing that I see on here is rent. The only thing I see on here is food, utilities, and rent that makes sense. Everything else is out of whack. Everything else is absolutely insane and out of whack. This is insane. This is for all 4 people. No person should be subjected to this lifestyle, and it's all shooting yourself in the foot. I'm telling you, it's all self-inflicted. Let's continue. This is insane. This is probably one of the most egregious budgets I've seen outside of some of this other stuff that I was looking at.
But we don't make enough to move forward and move ahead in life.
It's horrible.
Make sure my family has a roof over their head, clothes, and food.
Because I was a stay-at-home mom for the past year, I let Matthew know what we needed. And by that, Matthew would budget based off of his weekly income.
Food is a priority. Whether we have enough or we're gonna borrow from my mother-in-law to have enough.
It's nothing more emasculating than him walking up to his mother-in-law with his hoochie daddy shorts, because he do have hoochie daddy shorts. If you listen to the way that this woman is talking, she's being very, very, very careful not to emasculate him on camera. All you got to do is listen to it. I'm going to rewind to 30 seconds. Watch this. Listen how she's talking.
We don't make enough to move forward and move ahead in our bills and essentials, but we don't make enough to move forward and move ahead in life.
Make sure my family has.
He's talking extremely low with no confidence, feeling like he not the man that he need to be, and she's very careful not to emasculate him because she know that she just got a partner. She ain't got no husband.
Roof over their head, clothes, and food.
Because I was a stay-at-home mom for the past year, I let Matthew know what we needed. And by that, Matthew would budget based off of his weekly income.
Food is a priority. Whether we have enough or we're gonna borrow from my mother-in-law to have enough.
My contribute to the household would be taking on my...
She is not happy. I'm just telling you, they just surviving. They probably enduring through the marriage. Because money matters. Money matters. I'm just telling you, they sound broken. At $83,000 a year with 2 kids, they sound broken.
Car payment again.
Car payment.
Being able to put money towards our rent and utilities. Being able to help pay off my credit card debts. and being able to save a little bit more money and put it on the side.
Now, what you think gonna happen when she run into that big dog? She probably ain't gonna leave it because she don't want to break up with her family. But I'm telling you, in the back of her mind, she walk into that man that's like, oh, word. Listen, don't even worry about that. If you was with me, I'll pay that off right away. You shouldn't even be working, man. You should be living a life and going out and shopping and taking care of your kids and being at all of the family events. What you doing out here working and grinding? You shouldn't work unless you have to. Imagine a man whispering something like that in her ear because she decided she wanted to stop after work and get a drink at the bar. Listen, it's a strong possibility she gonna stay home, but it's a stronger possibility she gonna be thinking like, what if? I'm telling you. Oh, don't worry about it. Because let me tell you how it's gonna start off. She gonna be at the bar, she gonna be sipping a drink, and then he gonna be like, oh, don't worry about it, I got it. Listen, all of her stuff on me. And she gonna like, thank you. Okay, cool. What do you do for a living? And then the conversation gonna go from there. And then she gonna just start getting a little bit curious. And next thing you know, you complaining about modern woman becoming an incel. And then the angry man got to give you a coaching session on what it takes in order to be a man. This is the blueprint of how it happens. Women are hypergamous. They have that curiosity of, God, I want to live a better life. God, I'm so tired of going into this job every single day because I have to, not because it's something that I want to. Anton wants to keep families together. Action Jackson. You know Anton believes in family marriage. You know Anton believes in love. Anton believes in marriage being a business. I'm telling you, and I'm giving you the blueprint of how it happens. She's going to stop after work. She's going to have a drink. She's going to say, you know what? I just want to do something for myself. It's going to be a dude that get that bag. Ain't gonna be like, hey, listen, don't even worry about it. Drinks is on her. He had been listening to her conversation with her homegirl on the phone, or the person that she sat next to, her modern friend. And he gonna be like, listen, drinks is on me. How y'all doing? What's going on? Everything is good? Oh, everything is great. And she gonna see the rollie on his wrist. What do you do? You know what? I'm into real estate and all this other type of stuff, whatever. What do you do? And then she gonna be reluctant to say that she even got a man. And then it's just going to go from there. The curiosity is going, I know. I'm sorry, y'all.
Huh? What are you making, letters?
Making letters.
Making letters. Good job. We started dating in 2012. And as of 2017, we had our 2 girls, Sienna and Sierra. Being pregnant came as
Look at this
shock.
dude. He looked like a deer in headlights. He literally looked like a deer in headlights. With his hoochie daddy shorts, he looks like a deer in headlights. He has no clue what is happening to him right now, why his life is the way it is.
I had a 50-50 chance of ever getting pregnant, so we stopped trying, and we ended up finding out that we were pregnant. A week later, we found out that we were having twins. And it came as a very big shock. Financially, they're 3 years old now, and they have completely different personalities. One is very much a showgirl, and the other one is very headstrong, and she's my tomboy. Sending the twins to school is about 14.
I see y'all keep talking about them hoochie daddy shorts. I got a few pairs that I'm gonna be wearing in Atlanta this weekend. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets to the LaPeef show. I'm gonna be wearing some hoochie daddy shorts this weekend. Don't worry.
$1,500 a month.
Whoa.
Per
What'd she
child.
say?
My tomboy. Sending the twins to school is about $1,400 a month.
You know what you can do with $1,400 a month? You know what you can do with $1,400 a month? When I tell y'all that kids are expensive and y'all keep arguing with me, telling me that they not, do you know what you can do with $1,400 a month? Kids are expensive, and that ain't even including feeding them and none of that. That's sending them to school.
It's $700 per child at the preschool that they are attending, and we do not pay this out of pocket. It was a blessing that we were able to get funding.
They had to get on daddy's nipple. She probably was out there begging the government, can you please give me half? So it would actually cost them $1,400, but it only cost them half. It cost them $700. Y'all need to get it together.
Oh, me. Again. Oh,
This is crazy. This is insane. Uh-oh.
I have $2,300 in credit card debt. The credit card debt came from...
She's one of those millennials we was just talking about. She's literally one of those millennials we was just talking about when I was doing my monologue earlier.
Being able to pay extra expenses if we didn't have the finances to cover our monthly bills. So
are y'all paying attention to what's happening? She's the only one talking, and then he gets the alley-oop when it's his turn to talk. Y'all have to look at the body language, look at the sentiment, look at the demeanor, look at the tones and the voices, look at who's talking, look at how he slouched down in the couch. Look, let's rewind it a little bit. He's a deer in headlights. He's literally a deer in headlights. Got to use credit cards when we ain't had no money.
Of the finances to cover our monthly bills. So our credit card...
I wouldn't even have did the show if I was him. I would have been like, ain't no way y'all coming in my house and y'all doing this. Ain't no way I'm telling this story.
Our debts came from either having to buy last minute items of food and gas. Matthew and I are engaged,
ATV.
but because of his prior relationship, he does have children with his previous relationship and he has back child support. So because of this, we're not getting married, because once we get married, we become one person and I will start paying his child support as well.
He a pookie. Oh no. I ain't know that y'all was gonna throw me a wrench like that. Who sent me this video? This man is a pookie. He is a pookie. Oh my gosh, this man is a pookie. He a pookie. This man is a pookie. She said this man got previous kids from a previous relationship and talking about back child support. This man is a pookie. Wow. Wowzers. And they can't get married. She can't even become the woman that she need to be for you. Y'all can't even look at this relationship. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all it's even worse. Because they're not married, y'all not looking at the residual effects of this. Because they're not married, let's break this down. Because they aren't married, because they aren't married, they're definitely paying in the highest tax rate as individuals, because the 83, 84, whatever that threshold is for them to be switch from 12% to 22%, that's based off of filing married, filing jointly. Filing single means that you're guaranteed to be getting hit. So they getting it all the way across the board. Then she can't marry him because then she'll be responsible for his back child support because he's out here like a pookie. Oh my God. Don't sit here and say nothing. I don't want y'all to say nothing else about Jay Prince. Shout out to Jay Prince for president. Pookie's come in all form. You would walk past this man every day and you would think, this man is a good man. He's a good man. He works hard. He makes $50,000 a year. This man is a pookie. She has lost respect for this guy. She'll give him her womb, but take it on his debt or his name. Let's rewind that. Let me rewind the last 30 seconds. Let me see what he said.
Monthly bills. So our credit card debts came from either having to buy last minute items of food
Got that chick
and
riding in the
gas.
minivan.
Matthew and I are engaged, but because of his prior relationship, He does have children.
Look at this man. He is sitting in the playroom. She says she looks furious. He is sitting in the playroom, scrolling on his phone with no shoes on. This man is a pookie. Don't y'all sit here and tell me about how all great these other cultures are. This is real. This is absolutely real. You walk past this man and you got the highest respect because he got these Hoochie Daddy shorts on. But in reality, they paying the highest tax rate because they got to file single. She's forever going to be a fiance. We are engaged. She's been engaged for the last 5 years. This man got bad child support and she can't even get married to him because then she'd be responsible for his child support. This man getting garnished, fam. 25% of his wages. Gone. And don't lose your job or you go to jail. Don't collect gold. Don't collect $200. You going to jail.
Previous relationship, and he has back child support.
Oh, no.
So because of this,
Kids. He got kids, plural. He has other kids. Hold on.
he has back child support. So because of this, we're not getting married, because once we get married, we become one person, and I will start paying his child support as well.
Ooh. And his children is in a whole nother state, so he not even being the father. He the poor version of Nick Cannon. Oh my God. This is great. Shout out to Azrael. Shout out to Little Black Duck 2001 says, the man couldn't afford pant legs. Leave him alone. Happy Born Day, Aaron. Big up to the Bag Chasers. The Discord is all that and a Hot Wheel track. Shout out to Little Black Duck. In the building. This man is a pookie. He left Washington. Either he left Washington or his children, his chick took his kids and went to Washington. This man is oh God. He need a coaching session. Oh no. Because of a court order, he does not see his children in person. He got to see them virtually. Is this man toxic? Listen, I better be careful because this man could be a killer. I ain't the killer, but don't push me. Revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting pussy. Bow down, pray to God, hoping that he's listening. This man is a pookie. This man is a pookie, y'all. That's why he looks so emasculated with his Oakley glasses on.
I do talk to them once in a while when they go and visit my mother at her house.
This can't be real. I talk to them once in a while when they go and visit my mother at her house. And then he said that he borrowed money from the in-laws in order for them to be able to survive.
She'll call me on Facebook Live or call me over the phone where I'll be able to
Look at the woman.
either speak to them or see them.
Look at the
Before
woman.
they moved to Washington, they used to be like every other weekend that they would be at my mom's house. But now, since they moved, it's only when they come back to visit Hawaii.
Man. They save zero. They do not save $1,500 a month. They save zero.
If something comes at us, like the car needs to be fixed or tires need to be replaced, then that comes right out of the savings again. The last time I looked, it was about $700 is in my account right now.
So I do have a
He has $700 in savings, y'all. He has $700 in savings. He said that, listen, the number was between 0 and $1,500. That means it could be $3, $4. He got a total of $700 in savings. This is what y'all want? Is this life? Is this the life that y'all want?
savings account that we try to put money into. It's not a set amount that we try to save every week or every month. But when we do get some extra income, I try to save it. The amount that we have in my
I try to save it. Not we. She changed that. When we get extra income, I try to save it.
savings account right now is $20. And that's just to keep my savings account open.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on.
Now is $20 every month. But when we do get some extra income, I try to save it. The amount that we have in my savings account right now is $20.
I would have been like, yo, you're going to have to leave that detail out. This is, look at his body language. Look at his face when she said that. She had another 2 kids if that wasn't the red flags. Look at this man's face. Shout out to the Uncle Tom. Look at his face when she said it, y'all. Look, 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 look. Body language says it all. Watch this.
Income, I try to
listen,
save
listen,
it.
look, look, look.
The amount that we have in my
Look.
savings account right now
Watch
is
this.
$20. And that
Dog, this man look emasculate. He looked defeated. He looks defeated. Whew.
that's just to keep my savings account open. My mother and father were always working, trying to make enough to support all of us. I am an only child, but as we were growing up,
I can't have my daughter out
my
here
parents
suffering.
took in my mother's siblings' children. We fostered them up until they were all around the teenage age and were able to go back to their parents.
Look at the ladies. The ladies saying, yo, I could do bad by myself. I'm not about to be out here struggling, about to be paying another man's child support just to say that I got a man that I'm laying next to. They said I could bleed bad by myself.
We didn't have a lot of money to do other things like leave the island or vacation. Most of the families here go to Kona on the other side of the island. They have a weekend vacation, they have a staycation, or they go to Disneyland. Most families do that with younger children, but we just didn't have the funds to do that. With having that experience as my childhood, I try to give my children everything that I didn't have. But growing up, I had everything that I needed, and I try to give that to my children.
You can forget it, baby. Yo kids ain't gonna live the life that you live because you married a Pookie. Shout out to the Uncle Com. She said she got the project she wanted. He a good man though. See, this is why people be saying that I'm heartless. Because this is insane. This is insane. Why is this man still having kids? He should not be still having kids. God is trying to tell you something. You ever seen that on the Color Purple? God was trying to tell him something. He said, listen, you got a 50% chance. And then God said, okay, you want him some bad, here's 2. Here's 2. You want it that bad, here's 2. And the kid's funny. Kids don't have no clue. They gonna grow up and they gonna be like, they gonna be calling me for a coaching session talking about my dad was a Pookie. There ain't nothing looking ahead.
We were hoping to own a home by now, but because of the way that we live.
There's tires outside of the house. Why is it fucking tires outside of the house? That ain't nothing but the hood in Hawaii.
We were hoping
Look at that. Look at them tires on the side of the house.
to own a home by now, but
And they paying a car note on that POS. They paying a car note. Listen, if that car was in Detroit, it would be rusted out because of the snow and salt.
because of the way that we live and how much we make, we made too much for
Middle
self-help
class.
housing, which is a housing program that helps Native Hawaiians. And we made too much for the household income for that, and we made too little for a home loan.
Shout out to the
Some
middle
other
class.
states that I've been looking around at just to compare prices, they're way cheaper for something that not even comparable.
And that's why so many people from Hawaii are
Look at this dude's body language. Look at his body language. Oh my gosh.
moving out of state. So we made a goal for the next 5 years to save money and try to move out of state. It's not all Sandy beaches and coconuts, what you see on TV, in magazines, social media. It's really hard to live here.
As far as the girls, try to send them off to college.
Speak
and
up.
give them a good education. Everything we pretty much do nowadays is based off of these two girls and make sure they grow up to have a bright future and a better education.
Woo! That was sad. That was a hard watch. That was a hard watch on that one. Y'all really did a number on me today. Shout out to Kevin Robinson, says, bro, coming from the professional baby daddy side of the game. Goofy as hell, man. That was a hard watch right there. I don't like seeing people suffer. He need to join the Bag Chasers University and stop being so timid and speak up. And he need a second job. And he need to get a vasectomy. And he need to man up and get some balls. And he need to stop having his woman monitor the savings and the check-in with it being only $20 in it. Oh my God, that was a hard watch. It was a hard watch. Uncle Tom says, stop it, Anton. The balling on a budget. He a good man. What make him well, okay. All right. Listen, good is subjective, and if that's what y'all want to define it as, I'm cool with that. But that is irresponsible. Good and irresponsible. You can be a good person, but you can be irresponsible at the same time. This man is paying child support for kids that ain't even in state and having more kids, and this chick is dying of thirst out here. I ain't kicking him. Listen, here, look. Y'all gotta have to get y'all feelings out of there so we can get to this bag. And this is what I'm saying, y'all. Listen. He decided to go on this show. He volunteered for tribute. He volunteered his life. Nobody's kicking him when he's down. I'm looking at his body language, and this whole time he like this. Yeah, because everything's for the kids, and I got I can't see my kids except for when they go to my mama's house. That's what he said. I didn't say it. He said it. Shout out to Kingdom Minded. She said, Scorpion from get over here to that manhood. He the one that's looking emasculated. I hope it's worth it. So, anyways, I need y'all to make better decisions. I need y'all to do things differently. Thank y'all for the super chats. Thank y'all for the cash apps. If you're not a part of the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. And if you need to kick it with me personally so you don't end up like them, make sure you tap in with Anton Daniels 413@gmail.com, and we're going to get you popping. Uncle Tom says, I live there. It's funny. She wanted that. And I think this is a reflection of why you should stop acting like making $50,000 a year as a family, raising them on a family of 4 is sufficient. It's not. I don't care if you're in Hawaii. I don't care if you're in New York. I don't care if you're in Cleveland, Ohio. I don't care if you're in Detroit. I don't care if you're in Miami. I don't care if you're in Texas. I don't care if you're in Mississippi or Alabama. It's hard out here, and we need more money in order to make better decisions. It's just the reality, yo. Shout out to Aaron, says, nope. Oh, my God. Why does Aaron want me to review these extreme cheapskates? You listen, Aaron, if you want me to do one, I'll do one tomorrow, but you got to find me a good one. I don't want to be reviewing these dusty. I don't want them to be real dusty. You got to find me something that's actually decent. All right. So again, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and we're going to continue to do the work because I'm not satisfied with y'all being in the state that y'all in. I want better for you. I'm not trying to validate you. I'm trying to make you get to that level that you're supposed to be at so you can then be able to really send your kids to college and stop putting them in a cycle of debt and garbage. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I need y'all to do me one more favor before we get up out of here. It was a great show. One more favor before we get up out of here. Make sure you share this with your family and friends because we don't want to be successful by ourselves. Shout out to Trail 5 says, I make well over 6 figures and it still feel tight. Now imagine the people that's making $83,000 and $50,000 a year and $33,000 a year. It's crazy. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you share this with your family and friends because we don't want to be successful by ourselves. Patreon members and bag chasers got an update coming within the next 2 hours. That is scheduled to go out. So we're having a Patreon live meetup live meetup here in Michigan. I'm going to talk to you guys later. I love y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all tomorrow. Peace.